All right, you signed a paper saying you were the father for both of them.
Yes.
Was that signed about the time they were born, like say a month or two?
Yes, but I always want to get a blood test.
Enjoy the video, hit the like button.
Do you both swear the testimony y'all are about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, thank you. All right, Ms. Knight, go ahead and proceed.
Yes, Your Honor, we're here in a suit affecting the parent-child relationship for two children. They both have acknowledgement of paternities. There is not an agreement on this case, primarily stemming because Mr. Newman does not want an order entered today. However, there is government assistance, and so the state is requesting to go forward.
We're going to move forward with an order, Mr. Newman. If the child is receiving medical care or any other kind of government assistance, then we have to move forward. Do you understand that, Mr. Newman?
Yes. So can I ask a question?
Very quickly.
Before we move forward, can I get a blood test for both of them?
When was this child born?
In 18 and 2022.
In what year?
In 2018 and in
Okay.
2022.
Okay. All right, you signed a paper saying you were the father for both of them?
Yes.
Was that signed about the time they were born, like say a month or two?
Yes, but I always want to get a blood test.
Okay, you understand the paper you signed said you
TDL.
did not want a DNA test and you're admitting you were the father, and then it's a legal document basically saying you're waiving DNA tests and you cannot contest that in the future?
Could you repeat that?
Do you understand that the document you filed says that you're admitting paternity, that you did not want DNA testing, you're waiving your right to DNA testing and finding that you are the legal father of those children?
No.
Okay. That's what it says. So it's been several years, I guess, 3 years for one and about 7 years for the other since you signed a paper. How come you've waited so long to do DNA testing?
Because I was driving.
You've been
I
driving
was
for 7 years?
no, I was driving. I was in school, and I had ended up getting a job, and it's just work. I never had time to take a blood test. Never set up an appointment to take a blood test, but I always wanted to because we always been talking about child support and going on for it, and we'll stop. We won't go, then we'll come back, and I always want to take a test.
But you never did anything.
No, sir.
Yeah. These kids call you dad?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I can't grant DNA testing. I mean, you're the dad. You signed a paper. You have like 30 days to rescind it, to take it away, or maybe even a year. It's been several years. I don't know
All
why.
right. What if she told me before them they ain't even mine.
Then why
Like
sign the paper? Why would you sign a paper then? Twice.
be sir, that was way before when I signed the paper. They were newborns.
That
Down the
one was
line.
born in, that one was born in 2018, one was born in 2022.
You're right.
Okay, so you signed the paper twice.
Right.
In 2018, you signed the paper. Maybe you were young and didn't read it, but then you signed another paper 4 years later.
Yes.
Okay, so I can't grant you DNA testing, sir. It's just not doesn't make any sense. You're the dad. The kids call you dad. You're just trying to get out of child support. I don't know. Maybe that's the reason, but
Not
you've had
really trying to
ample.
get out of
You've
child
had
support.
time. You've had time where you could have filed a lawsuit or filed something with the court to say I want DNA tests. You could have even done DNA tests on your own without the court even knowing about it and just handle that there. But you chose not to, and now you just don't want to do it because we're asking for child support. That's not a valid reason for me to do DNA test. Had you not signed the paper and said, "Well, I have some doubts. Don't want to sign it. I maybe
It's
later on
mainly
want to
it's
do a
mainly
DNA
for the
test."
second one.
Excuse me, sir. I'm talking. Trying to explain it to you. I don't have to explain it to you. Had you decided when the child was born that I'm not sure if I'm the dad, I don't want to sign the paper yet, and then we would be sitting here today, then I would definitely grant you DNA testing. But since you chose to waive your right to do that and do DNA test, and it's been so long, I can't give you that. So that's a choice you made, not a choice I made. I cannot go back and on your own choice. That's something you chose to do, and too much time has passed as well for me to consider that. All right, Ms. Knight, go ahead and proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. The state calls the mother, Miss Thompson. Ma'am, will you state your name?
Yeah, Deasia Thompson?
And what are the names of the children? Okay. Has there been any family violence in the last 2 years between you and the father?
No,
Do you have any safety concerns if your address or your phone number is listed in the order?
no.
Okay. Do you think that you and Mr. Newman can co-parent and make decisions for your children together?
Um, yes.
And as far as coming to making the decisions for your children, do you do that on your own or is Mr. Newman involved?
I mainly make them on my own. I might, consolidate him, but mainly it's me on my own.
And does he try to participate in those kind of things or he just doesn't reach out?
Yeah, he participates in things.
Okay. Would you be in agreement to be a joint managing conservator so you and Mr. Newman can make decisions for your children together? Or do you want to be the sole managing conservator to make the decisions on your own?
Um, yeah, I did want to be the sole.
Okay, and why do you think that's in the best interest of your children?
Because I handle mainly, I handle most of the stuff that has anything to do with medical stuff, school stuff. You know,
Not
mainly
claims.
I handle most of the stuff, so that's mainly why. But like I said, I console him, so I do consider where he lives and where I live to make it close, so he could be able to do things too. When it comes to doctor's appointments and things like that. But I think mainly it's been this way already. So
Okay, and we're requesting that you keep the children's primary residence in Dallas and in contiguous counties. So in the DFW area, are you in agreement with that?
yes,
Okay. And what kind of health insurance coverage do the children have?
they have Medicaid.
Do you have any private health insurance available at a reasonable cost?
No,
Okay. Do you know if Mr. Newman's employed?
no, he's not.
Do you think he's capable of working at least a minimum wage job?
Yes, he has a CDL, so he's definitely capable of. He has transportation, and I keep the kids most of the time. So as far as the schedule, he has a free schedule, so he's definitely capable of. You know,
Okay. So we did calculate support based on minimum wage because he's currently unemployed. And so we have calculated medical support of $113 per month and child support of $262 per month. Are you in agreement with those amounts?
yes, I do have a question. If later on he were to get a job, and I know that he's making more, can contribute more, would it be possible to like adjust that
Yes.
price or
Yes. If we find out down the road he is employed and we can come back and modify his support.
okay.
For today, though, the child support of $262, are you in agreement with it or do you think it should be higher?
I'm in agreement with that. Because you said that it was a extra 100 something for medical, so like would that be combined?
113 plus 262.
Okay, so would that could be combined?
Yes.
Okay,
Well, he'd owe both of those amounts.
right. But would they be both coming to me is what I'm asking.
No, the medical will go to the state to help cover Medicaid costs.
Got you. Okay.
Are you requesting any
Well,
back child support today?
Um, yes,
Okay, so let's see. Is it correct that you and Mr. Newman split up in October of 2024?
yes.
Okay. So since then, since October 2024 through now, has he provided you any financial support?
He has,
And how
but
much would that be?
mm, you need like a dollar amount,
Yes.
maybe. And within the since October, um, so I would. I feel like it's less than about $500. I don't really know. Um,
Would you
I
be
can't
willing
really
to give him credit for $500 towards back child support?
to go towards the back. Yes,
So before credit, calculated 7 months of back child support at $1,834. If I subtract 500, that comes to a balance of $1,334. Are you requesting that amount?
yes,
Okay. And I've calculated a monthly payment at $57 a month. Would you be in agreement with that?
that's fine.
Okay. Is there anything else you want the court to know about your case?
Um, no. Only thing I know the standard like the visitation and things. You know, with them coming, with y'all can't really like. There's no agreement. We can maybe make a contract maybe to say that he can at least get them every other weekend or so, or is that not something we can do?
I think you said you agreed for him to have the standard possession schedule?
Right.
Okay, and you understand that he'd have every first, third, and fifth weekend of the month with the children?
Uh-huh.
Okay, and are you in agreement with that?
hmm
Is that a yes?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'll pass the witness. Um, the state calls the father Mr. Newman. Sir, will you state your name?
Sedarius Newman.
And Mr. Newman, has there been any family violence in the last 2 years between you and Miss Thompson?
No, ma'am.
Do you have any safety concerns with your address or your phone number being in the court order?
Yeah,
What concerns are those?
don't want my number released.
Does Miss Thompson currently have your phone number?
Yes.
Okay, and if you were to change your phone number, you'd be required to give it to her unless there's a non-disclosure. Do you feel like there'd be safety issues if you had to give her a new phone number?
On her end,
Does she
I might not get
call,
her.
does she call or text you constantly or anything like that?
No.
Does she threaten you or harass you?
Somewhat, yeah.
And how so? Can you explain?
Harassing me as in I might not get my kids. I might not just little reasons about my kids, using me as a pawn, using my kids as a pawn towards me, situations like that. Um,
Do you think that you and Miss Thompson can co-parent together and make decisions for your children together?
yes, I do think we can co-parent, but I mean, ma'am, y'all was going along with a lot, but I wanted to say something like, can I get an attorney before we go along with any agreements y'all were just coming up with?
We're not resetting for an attorney, sir. We're ready to go forward today.
All right.
So please tell me your side of what you want, and that way I can decide after I hear from both of you what we need to do.
Okay. So, what was
So,
the
Mr.
question again?
Newman, are you wanting to be appointed as a joint managing conservator so you can continue to make decisions together with Miss Thompson?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And we're requesting that Miss Thompson keep the children living in Dallas County or any surrounding county. Are you okay with that?
Could you repeat that question?
Yes, we're requesting that the children remain living in Dallas County or any county surrounding Dallas. Are you okay with that?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you okay with having a standard possession schedule where you have every first, third, and fifth weekend of the month with the children?
Yes, ma'am. You said so. What's the dates?
Every first, third, and fifth weekend of the month. It's like every other weekend, essentially.
Yes, ma'am.
And are you currently employed?
No, ma'am.
Do you have a CDL?
Yes, ma'am.
And how come you're not able to find employment using your CDL?
Really, ma'am, I lost my CDL. To be honest, I had a CDL. I
When
don't
did
have
you lose it?
a driver's license.
When did you lose it?
Too many traffic tickets.
Okay, when did you lose the CDL?
Um, Maybe last year or some half of like probably what around of I'm not sure, July of last year.
And what have you been doing to earn money since then?
I was unemployed. I had got unemployment. I was getting unemployment for some time. And after unemployment, I've been searching for employment. I really been trying to get my traffic tickets together because I'm trying to get my CDL back. So I've been trying to get everything situated with that, and if I can get back on the road.
And are you a Dallas County resident?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you be interested in joining the Choices program and they can help you look for employment?
I mean, no, I don't need it.
Okay. And we've calculated medical support at $113 each month. Do you agree or disagree with that amount?
Y'all telling me I can't get an attorney?
Please answer.
Objection non-responsive.
Sustained. Please answer the question, sir. Do you need a
Y'all broke up. You broke up. Say it again.
All right, I'm not resetting your case. We're doing a final order today. This is the second time I've said this. I need your testimony so I can decide your case. I need your
You
side of the
asked me a
story,
question,
and
sir, and I'm thinking
we're
about
not
it.
resetting your case. So the question was not asked was, are you in agreement to pay medical support of $113 a
Trying to
month?
think about it.
What's
Trying
that?
to think. I'm trying to think about the question, sir.
Okay.
She asked me a question. I'm gonna give her an answer.
Okay. Well, everybody's waiting.
I understand. And she finna ask me about the 200 some dollars too. So that's 300 some dollars finna come out of my pocket. That's what y'all asking. Can you tell me the total amount?
Right now, we're asking you about 113.
Yes.
And this state's requesting child support be set at 262. Do you agree or disagree to that amount?
What is the amount?
262.
I disagree.
Okay. And what amount are you wanting child support to be set at instead?
Zero, to be honest.
And how often do you have the children living with you?
All the time. They
And what
over
do
here
you,
and they back and forth. I'm the one picking my kids up. I'm the one taking my kids here. She don't have transportation. It's too
okay.
many CPS cases. Can I speak, please? It been
Uh,
too many
no,
CPS
sir.
cases.
I have another question for you. So Ms. Thompson is requesting back child support since you guys split up in October of last year. During that time period, she said you sent about $500 to her. Do you think that's accurate?
It's way more than 500, man.
Okay, how much
I
do you
do
think it
I do.
is?
It could be up to 15 a month. I do everything, ma'am. I don't know. I do
Do you
everything.
do you send her money through Cash App or anything like that?
Yes, I do. Both
Okay.
ways. I mean, I do for my kids, or it's cash out. It's either way. If I have to send it to her, ma'am, I will send it to her. If not, I'm doing it myself.
And so in the last 7 months or so, you think you've sent her about how much on Cash App?
In the last 7 months, um, I mean, 7 months for my kids, man. Like, who knows? Like, I
Judge
can't
you
even
non-responsive.
give you a number.
Staying.
They're my kids.
Staying.
Okay, I'll pass the witness.
Y'all coming up with numbers and all this, and y'all don't even know what the father do for real. Y'all just hearing what she want.
All right,
But I
Mr.
can get
Thank
an
you for your
attorney.
thank you for your information. I'm talking now. If you really want to talk me into it, I'm gonna set your child support based on you having a CDL. I don't think you're gonna like those numbers
I
if
have
you
a
really
CDL though.
so I could do that if I wanted to. So please just try to be cooperative here. All right, so we're finding that there's been no family violence within the last 2 years. I'm not granting either one of your non-disclosure requests. Y'all need to be able to share each other's phone numbers and addresses, since y'all report there hasn't been any family violence issues. Um, we're doing joint managed conservatorship so y'all can make decisions together. Mother will be the one to determine the primary residence of the children. Neither one of you have private insurance available at this time, so we're doing government medical for health insurance. The child support medical support is set at minimum wage. Basically, that can't be any lower than these numbers. It can be definitely a lot higher. I know truck drivers make a lot of money, so it could definitely be a lot higher. But we're setting it at the lowest possible amounts, so there shouldn't be any excuse to make these payments. The state's going to receive $113 a month when you pay it for medical support. Mother's going to receive $262 a month if you pay your support. We're doing standard visitation, which is visitation every other weekend. We have a free program to help you find a job. You're saying you don't want that. So tells me a lot right there that you either are earning money on the side and lying about it, or you don't really want a job, or I don't know what the problem is there, but we're giving you a free choice and you're saying you don't want to do that. That's fine. But understand that it takes a part into
That's
my
not what I said,
consideration as
sir.
far that
That's
takes a
not what I
part of
said.
what I consider here as far as the support. As I said, these numbers that they've proposed today are the lowest numbers they can be set at. It cannot be any lower. Retroactive support, only thing that's been testified to is $500. Mr. Newman, you did not answer what number within the 7 months. I don't care about anything before the 7 months. Anything before the 7 months is zero. You don't owe anything for that. But in the last 7 months, you couldn't give me a number for how much you've given her. So I'm subtracting $500 from the balance that was requested, which leaves a balance of $1,334 to be paid at $57 a month until paid in full. Court costs as billed. The Attorney General's office will draft an order based on this ruling. This is the order of the court. You must follow it. All payments have to be paid through the child support office. When you become employed, you're required to let the Attorney General's office know where you're working so they can take it out of your check. If you're self-employed, you have to send your payments in yourself. If you don't send your payments in, then they're going to bring you back to court in the next few months to try to enforce this order and maybe ask for you to go to jail. I don't want that to happen. So make your payments. Understand, as I said, even though you may not agree with what I'm doing today, these are the lowest possible numbers they could be. There's no excuse why you cannot make these payments. Y'all are done with court. You can press leave on the Zoom to exit out. Thank you.